CDPR confirmed that the protagonist for the upcoming Witcher trilogy will be from School of the Lynx. But this school was not mentioned before at all, which can mean only one thing: a new story with new characters. Many of the fans are discussing this topic mostly surrounding Lambert, as it is said unofficially that he starts this school with the remaining Witchers from the School of the Cat. Many suggest it's out of character for him, as others bring argument against it. However, we can be sure about the fact that this new school can only be established by gathering Witchers from other schools, most likely Cat and the Wolf, as new Witchers can't be made unless CDPR goes crazy and tells us some mage recovered the secret of creating Witchers. We don't have much information about this school, but there is a page in Witcher fandom dedicated to this. Of course, we can take it as canon source, but I'll use its canon parts to explain the School of the Lynx. So, without further ado, let's get into it. It is said in the Witcher fandom that the School of the Lynx was a Witcher school found in 1273 by Joel, Gaetan, Dragonfly, Lambert and Kiera after they attempted to retake Dunmarv caravan from Nilfgaardian soldiers. So, of course, this school is established after the events of The Witcher 3. As for the members establishing it, Joel is a student of School of Cat who wrote a letter to Gaetan. He reports that the school has been taken by soldiers and 2 of the Witchers were killed in the process. You can find this information in a letter called Letter to Gaetan during the quest Take What You Want, which becomes available if you spare Gaetan in the quest where the cat and wolf play. So these 2 characters are CDPR canon, but I can't say the same about Dragonfly. She's a fanfiction character said to be of nobility. She was ordered to be killed soon after she was born, but the person tasked with killing her left her in wilderness instead, where one of the School of Cat Witchers found her and raised her to be a Witcher similar to Ciri. And finally, we have Lambert and Kiera. There is a lot of debate concerning these 2 characters, mainly because they both can die, especially Kiera, who can die on 2 instances, first by Geralt and second by Radovid. Also, she meeting Lambert completely depends on whether or not Geralt invites her to Kaer Morhen. As for Lambert, he can die during the Battle of Kaer Morhen, but I'll talk about these 2 more later in the video. Finally, let's talk about the Dunmarv caravan. As the name suggests, it wasn't a castle like Kaer Morhen, but a mobile training center and headquarters of the School of the Cat, which was dismantled before the events of the Witcher Wild Hunt. Now, in Witcher fandom, it is suggested that Nilfgaardians took it, but we can't say it for sure, as in the letter, it is only said that soldiers took it without mentioning their faction. Later it reads, the origins of School of the Lynx can be traced back to 2 events in the late 1260s and early 1270s. The first event was the fall of Dunmarv caravan in 1269, resulting in dispersion of surviving cat witchers, and to some extent, the partial extinction of the School of the Cat. This prompted a group of these survivors to come together with the intention of reclaiming the caravan from soldiers who had captured it. The second event was the official extinction of the School of the Wolf in 1273, when its remaining members, including notable individuals such as Eskel, Geralt of Rivia and Lambert, separated after Vesemir's death. Other less relevant but important figures in the future, such as Adalwulf of Edirn, eventually joined the School of the Fox. Well, this seems highly probable. As I mentioned before, the School of the Lynx can result from merging of other Witcher schools, especially School of the Cat, as in their armor set description, their gear is called feline gear, and both cat and lynx are feline, So we can confidently assume that at least part of the Lynx school is gonna be the members of the School of the Cat, most probably merged with the School of the Wolf, as both of those schools are dismantled. As for the School of the Fox, let's not get into there, as it is pure fanfiction and does not help us understanding the School of the Lynx. Eskel, continuing his role as the last active member of the School of the Wolf, marched east, and his fate afterwards became unknown. Geralt eventually retired in Tucson, Lambert marching south and accompanied by his lover, Kiera Metz, embarked on a quest for a new life. It was through Lambert's eventual crossing of paths with this group of survivors that the School of the Lynx eventually came into existence. The School of the Lynx as such emerged following a brief discussion among the group of cat school survivors composed of Guyton, Dragonfly, and Joel, along with Lambert, a witcher of the School of the Wolf, and Aiden's friend, and the mage Kiera Metz. After a chance encounter, they decided to unite their efforts to reclaim a caravan. Lambert, driven by a desire to honor his late friend Aiden, and inspired by a change of heart regarding the Witcher's life following Vesemir's death, took the role of the leader. Now, this raises many questions. Firstly, both Lambert and Kiera can die. If CDPR decides to actually go with this plot, they have to only consider the version where Kiera Metz and Lambert, or at least Lambert alone, survive. Which is a possibility, but what I think would be more likely is like the beginning of The Witcher 3, where Geralt got asked questions about what he did in the previous game. You could choose what happened in The Witcher 3, but if the major plot is that Lambert formed the School of the Lynx, that's gonna be a problem. He's not like Lesser, for example, who didn't have an important role in the story of Witcher 3, and whether he died or survived in the previous game didn't make much difference. But you can't say the same about Lambert, who potentially would be one of the defining characters. The alternative can be that we consider Lambert as one of the founders, and the School of the Lynx comes to existence whether or not he survives. As for the second part, many people argue that it's so out of character for Lambert to create a new Witcher school, as he shows his hatred towards the concept of forming Witchers, let alone for him to want to create a new Witcher school and lead it. And that's right, as we see him show his explicit disdain in these cutscenes.
I'll subject him to the trial of grasses, but only—
You fucking what? Sorry. Looking to turn him into a witcher?
Of course not. As I was about to say, I'll only apply the first half of the trial, because—
Because you want to watch him suffer?
Stop interrupting, or I will watch you suffer.
It'll be the first trial in years, decades.
I knew you'd be wary.
Wary? That's not the problem. Those secrets have been forgotten, and that's how they should stay.
I'd be the last to suggest you start producing hordes of witches.
Thought we got rid of that table ages ago.
Must be 50 years since I last saw sad Albert.
Couldn't bear to part with it. Thought we might find a use for it one day. You know how old people are.
Sure, every grandpa out there's got an attic full of torture devices.
Or the fact that he considers becoming a Witcher an act against free will during a conversation with Geralt.
Wow, truly great story.
Isn't it? Real side splitter, I think.
Tell me, you always been such a cynical bastard?
No. I was adorable before Vesemir brought me to Kaer Morhen.
Think it's that bad being a witcher?
Guess I could have been someone worse. Just a shame I had no choice.
Well, as much as this paints Lambert as the last Witcher who would like to form a new school, it also shows his unresolved issues. Let me expand on that. Both Geralt and Eskel were in peace with the fact that they were Witchers, but you can't say the same about Lambert. Although he hated being a Witcher and was troubled by that, the emotional impact of Vesemir's death and also the death of his friend from School of the Cat could reform him and make him feel responsibility, and in the process of resolving his issues, bring a change of heart. The Witcher fandom continues. Following their discussion, Lambert proposed a comprehensive reform, marking the third and most radical transformation of the Cat School, turning it into the School of the Lynx. Accepting the proposal, the other members of the Cat School appointed Lambert as their leader, with Dragonfly serving as his deputy, ensuring leadership continuity in case Lambert was unavailable, and vice versa. Under Lambert's guidance and with Kiera's assistance, the school underwent reconstruction and reorganization, recovering surviving Cat members on their journeys, and Kiera playing a crucial role in researching and recovering mutagens, contributing to the school's revitalization. This research by the sorceress eventually resulted in groundbreaking discovery in 1290, the cure for Catriona plague. The immunity possessed by the Witchers proved instrumental in this breakthrough, providing a solution to the terrible illness. However, Lambert's reform wasn't met with unanimous approval. A small group of Cat School survivors clung to the old ways, refusing to embrace the change. The Witchers of the School of Cat had forgotten about Witcher's code. They were reduced to hired assassins and needed a chance for redemption, to repent for their sins, and under new name and new school, with their morals reset, they would have the chance to change, to fix what was broken, their reputation. This indeed could be one of the major themes of the upcoming Witcher, but the thing is, when we meet Gaetan, he doesn't truly regret killing an entire village. It is one thing to kill the person who stabbed him, but killing the entire village, including women and children, is something else. I believe he will be the one who would refuse the second chance Lambert gives him, if of course CDPR moves in that direction. These are just speculations, but the most probable one that we have at the moment, until CDPR decides to give us more clues. I would say it's about the time. 2 years have passed and we only have been given one picture. I'll make another video as soon as new information is released. I also want to thank all of my subscribers. At the time of making this video, I have 46, and each and every one of you guys are valued. Every one of your subs warms my heart, so thank you, and until next video, be safe.